What up, everybody? My name's Lisa Fortenberry, and I am the proud executive director of Camp Harborview, and this is my son, Malik.
Hello, my name is Malik. I'm 14 years old, and I'm part of the 9th grade RISE program.
Hi, I'm Jeff Leiden, the executive chairman of Vertex, and a big fan of Camp Harborview.
Hi, I'm Ron Dorsey.
And I'm Mariama White-Hammond.
And we've been partners with Camp Harborview since 2019.
My name is Anthony Tivnan, and I'm a board member at Camp Harborview.
Hi, I'm Jeff Bellows, Vice President of Corporate Citizenship and Public Affairs at Blue Cross Blue Shield of Massachusetts and proud advisory board member at Camp Harborview.
Hi, I'm Lisa Hughes, champion of Camp Harborview.
My name is Kaylin Jones. I've been at Camp Harborview since I was 11 and now I'm 15.
My name is Victoria Williams. My granddaughter Kaylin Jones has been a camper for several years.
Camp Harborview is so important to the city of Boston because during the summer and year-round, it gives young people access to top quality learning and development, and it does it with an emphasis on fun.
It is true what they say. Once you're a part of the Camp Harborview family, you're always a part of the Camp Harborview family.
The two things that Camp Harborview has taught me is that number one, I am not alone. And number two, actions speak louder than words.
We know the potential is universal, but opportunity is not.
The one thing that I wish people knew about Camp Harborview is not a thing. I wish everybody knew one camper.
Camp Harborview has taught me two things. One, that our kids are amazing and can do anything, and two, that Camp Harborview would do anything for them.
One thing I wish everyone knew about Camp Harborview is that it's free for middle schoolers in the city of Boston.
Camp Harborview is important to the city of Boston because we are not a one-size-fits-all model. We have a variety of resources and services and meet the individual needs of the families and youth that we serve.
One thing that I wish everyone knew about Camp Harborview is that it really is a loving place to be. We really treat everyone as a family.
First of all, Camp Harborview has taught me how to drive a boat. And more importantly, Camp Harborview has taught me about the power of community.
I think Camp Harborview is important to the city of Boston because they have so many great resources for the families. It's not just a summer program, but they have year-round support.
Camp Harborview is incredibly important to the city of Boston because it empowers the next generation of Bostonians.
Camp Harborview teaches you that it's okay to go outside of your environment, and it also teaches that you're going to have fun when you explore all of Boston.
Camp Harborview is now a permanent part of Boston.
The rest of the world should be for kids what Camp Harborview is: fun, safe, and empowering.
Please welcome your host for the evening, Jenny Johnson.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us tonight. Welcome to Camp Harborviews. I'm Jenny Johnson, and I'm going to be your host for this evening's event. I have been a part of Camp Harborview for well over a decade, and I have to say that I'm continually humbled by the wonderful work that you all do. Now, this is certainly a new event, new venue, but we're adaptable, right? I promise we're going to keep this short, we're going to keep it fun, and we're going to keep it engaging. And while we're not able to be together in person at the moment, I promise you tonight is going to be something really special. We have people from across our Camp Harborview community. We have campers, leaders in training. We have their parents, board members, donors, supporters, partners, and friends of the organization. This actually could be the largest gathering of the Camp Harborview community ever. Wow. Thank you for being here and for investing in this incredible organization. Some of you know Camp Harborview is a summer camp on a gorgeous island in Boston Harbor. Maybe some of you have attended the beach ball or run the Citython 5K. Some of you could have come through the Leadership Academy in the South End, and some of you, I'm looking at the campers, the LIT, the alumni out there, call Camp Harborview your second family. So you've seen a few of the many faces that make up this community in the roll call that kicked off the night. Camp Harborview reaches across Boston. Now, over the years, this organization has grown organically, from where it began as an 8-week camp in the summer to today, a year-round team focusing on offering the best of the best for Boston youth and families. It's really not something that you can summarize in a sentence. There's a lot to say, but you're going to hear a bit about it tonight.
This is my camp. No other camp. This camp is the camp to come to.
There's a lot that can be said about Camp Harborview, but I think the best thing to say is it feels like a family. First and foremost, we invest in the kids. But if we're going to complete the circle, we have to invest in the families as well.
One word to describe Camp Harborview is special. It's fun, it's kind of like school, which is also good because you get to learn new things you haven't learned before. A safe place where you can have fun and express your feelings.
I love the community aspect about the camp. It's good to come together and meet new people and create connections. One thing I learned was being open-minded. There's lots of different people coming from different backgrounds. Absorbing all that can help you become a better person.
It's an island of opportunity. When this crisis began in March, all of our lives were turned upside down. Everyone was looking for normalcy. We didn't know how big the storm on the horizon would be. No one did. But our commitment to the families we serve never wavered. So right away we doubled down to help our Camp Harborview families navigate the incredibly difficult months to come.
This pandemic has presented a unique opportunity to do things differently. Heartbreaking to hear the stories from our families over the last few months. As we know, communities of color have been profoundly affected by this pandemic. We've done a lot of listening. More than 150 families have opted in to receive mental health supports. We'll put more than $700,000 into our emergency fund to provide direct cash assistance. More than 400 families will receive at least 2 meals a week in addition to fresh produce boxes.
We have been truly blessed and grateful being able to pick up food and having dinner on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
We knew there was great need with our families. We wanted to support them in as many ways as we could, and not just the kids, but the whole family.
And we'll be taking school buses all across the neighborhood and distributing 700 camp engagement activity kits, doing curbside drop-offs for our families, greeting them with the warm Camp Harborview love and cheer that we always bring to everything that we do. And so we'll have online programming where kids will be able to work side by side with other campers in the program, leaders in training, and staff to help them facilitate the activities like building a robot or making kinetic sand.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank
y'all.
With not being on the island, it's a lot tougher because you don't get to see and have that experience of camp. At least we're gonna have THV families still supporting us there. That's all that matters.
I appreciate the amount of effort and time Camp Harborview puts into me and my future.
Camp Harborview has been an amazing experience for us as a family, keeping us informed and interacting with us. Even as parents, couldn't be more grateful to Camp Harborview.
Whether we're at camp on the island, on Plimpton Street in the South End, or streaming over Zoom, the Camp Harborview mission remains as strong as ever. We'll be together again one day on that special island, listening to the campers do their lighthouse chants. But until then, know that we are here for our families and our community, a beacon of light that will cut through the darkest of storms.
Now, most of you probably know who I'm talking about when I say the name Jack. Jack Connors, the man with big ideas. We're all here tonight because of a big, important idea that Jack dreamt up almost 15 years ago. It's a story about what's possible with ingenuity, collaboration, and love. Now, 2020 brought new, unexpected challenges for all of us. But as you're going to see in this video, that didn't stop Jack and the team at Camp Harborview. And who better to share a bit about where we've been in 2020 and why it's so important than Chairman and co-founder, Mr. Jack Connors.
Thank you, Jenny, for that wonderful video. And thanks to all of you for being with us this evening. I'm very grateful for your generous support of this important mission. Many of you answered my calls in the middle of a pandemic, and you came through for the kids and the families we're privileged to serve at a time when it mattered most. It's no secret that I love Boston and the people who live here, so I'm especially appreciative that the families of Camp Harborview have won their way into your hearts. For the first time in our 14-year history, there was no camp on Long Island this summer. No campers boarding a ferry. No LITs teaching campers how to ride bikes. And this fall, there are no high school kids arriving at the Leadership Academy for evening programs after a long day at school. There was no opportunity this summer for our campers to meet new friends or be challenged to do things they've never dared try before, and by doing so, discover their own potential. But this is exactly what makes all that you saw in the preceding video so incredible. Despite the restrictions imposed by COVID, and even in a time when we're surrounded by so much hardship, there is joy and hope to be found in the Camp Harborview community. Boston is one of the most resilient cities in the world. We've met and surmounted challenges of all kinds, but 2020 has layered the challenge of a pandemic on top of long-standing inequities that exist here and across this country. There's a great deal to be proud of in our city, yet we still have a long way to go when it comes to folks loving their neighbor. At Camp Harborview, we're putting a dent in that and hopefully setting an example for others to emulate. Now, none of this would be possible without you. None of it. Thank you for your belief in and support of our mission, for your generosity, for your interest and your leadership. I hope you're enjoying this evening's program, and I look forward to welcoming you back to an in-person beach ball in 2021. Thank you so very much.
Please welcome a few members of our Board of Directors, Sonia Kelly, Lori Cashman, Bill O'Malley, and Darren Donovan.
Camp Harborview not only brings joy to young people, it also changes their life path. It continues to expand horizons through year-round programs that create meaningful opportunities and a sense of belonging. I have seen the impact this has on young people and their families, and it is vital that this continue for the next generation and the ones to follow. I'm Sonia Kelly, and I am proud of Camp Harborview's mission to change lives and enhance Boston by showing underserved youth the possibilities of a future they may never have envisioned.
Camp Harborview provides stability for kids and families, and this is so important. The organization knows how to look for the gaps and find the answers to meet those unmet needs. The team will always innovate and lean into the issues of the day. And by doing that, this place will not just prepare young people for future work, it will prepare them for future life. I'm Lori Cashman, and I'm proud of Camp Harborview's mission to let kids be kids, building confidence, unlocking creativity, broadening horizons, and fostering skills for successful lives.
Camp Harborview is just full of trust. Out on the island, there's trust. At the Leadership Academy, there's trust. The kids know that they'll have fun, take care of each other, and they'll be accepted, welcomed, and loved. That's a given, and that's essential. Because as the world gets smaller, our differences must be celebrated, and Camp Harborview makes that possible so everyone feels safe. I'm Bill O'Malley, and I'm proud of Camp Harborview's mission to help kids to envision new pathways to success by providing life-shaping experiences at a critical time in their journey.
For 14 years, Camp Harborview has been there for young people and their families. And in the past year, our team has demonstrated the same dedication and compassion when the communities we serve have truly been challenged. Along with providing food, supplies, and services that are so critical, Camp Harborview has provided hope, resilience, and love. And there is no replacement for that. I'm Darren Donovan, and I'm proud of Camp Harborview's mission to provide an exceptional summer camp experience and year-long programs, giving underserved youth the opportunities they deserve.
Please welcome the president of Camp Harborview, Sharon McNally.
When we started Camp Harborview 14 years ago, our goal was simple: offer summertime fun and safety for kids from Boston's neighborhoods. Very soon thereafter, however, we learned that the feeling of community that we were able to foster was just as important as fun and safety. And over the next 14 years, as we watched and listened, we discovered so much more. We got a firsthand look at the needs of kids and families, and we saw how structural inequities have made life much harder than it should be. And of course, lately, we've witnessed how a global pandemic can bring disproportionate hardship to communities of color. As you've heard, we adjusted our programming to support Camp Harborview families in new and different ways during this difficult time. We know that the things we did over the summer to help really did make a difference. Those efforts included providing food and household supplies, virtual counseling sessions, direct cash transfers, which were enormously impactful to families experiencing job loss and other financial hardships. And above all, we've continued to foster that sense of community, which is more important now than ever. Unfortunately, we know that there's no quick end in sight for these hardships. So we are going to stay the course, filling in the gaps between our current reality and a return to normal life. Our Leadership Academy programs will run virtually until it's safe to begin in-person meetings. Our counseling staff will be available for mental health sessions with kids and parents. And we are continuing the distribution of prepared meals for our families because they've told us how helpful it has been. We are expanding our holiday program to include family bins of household supplies and holiday items to bring a little joy. And we continue to distribute cash grants for families who are struggling with rent, utilities, and other expenses. We know that we can't go back 14 years to the time when Camp Harborview began, but we do anticipate returning to a time that is more normal, more accepting, and more equitable to the kids and families of the Camp Harborview community. That time can't come soon enough, and we will do everything we can to hurry it along.
Please welcome back your host for the evening, Jenny Johnson.
So I am personally very excited for this next piece of tonight's program. Recently, I had the opportunity to connect with several leaders in training to hear about what their 2020 experiences have been and how it's shaped their outlook on the future. Let's take a look. All right, LITs, I'm really excited to connect with you all today. I know everybody watching is too. I want to know your first names, what grade you're in, and then how long you've been connected with Camp Harborview.
So my name is Candace Wilkerson. I'm a junior at Boston Academy, and I have been with CHV for 4 years, since 2017.
Hi, my name is Michael Lee, and I'm a junior at Boston Latin School, and I've been at Camp Harborview for 4 or 5 years.
Hi, I'm Angelica. I am in 12th grade, and I've been at Camp Harborview since 2016.
Hello, my name is Jaleel. I go to Brook High School. I'm a junior, and I've been with Camp Harborview for 4 years.
Wow. I want to know a little bit about what each of you has learned from the pandemic about yourself or about your friends and family or maybe your community.
As far as the community, I did learn to appreciate how privileged I am to live in a nice neighborhood, or how privileged I am to have access to certain things, because I did realize how compared to other kids that, you know, I can take a walk outside and not have to worry about gun violence, or I can, you know, I have food at home and I don't have to worry about what my next meal is going to be. So I did appreciate my well-being a lot more.
I found it really important to like take care of myself and how valuable self-care really is, whether it's physically, spiritually, emotionally, mentally.
Jaleel, who are some of the people in your community that you look up to and who inspire you?
Those people I kind of look up to, you know, my parents, they're the ones that are working, that are putting me where I am right now. You know, the teachers, you guys, like, I'm looking up to everybody. I see you, what you do, and I have to sort of not embody it, but learn from what you're doing.
So I want to switch topics a little bit, guys. Do you think that COVID has emphasized the differences in our country based on how certain communities are feeling the impact more than others?
The minority has definitely been put more at risk and not given as many opportunities.
I live in East Boston, and the majority of people here as of now are Hispanic and Latino. And right now, this is one of the highest risk parts of the city right now.
I definitely feel that it opened a lot of people's eyes and revealed the problem with what America values and what they don't value as much, specifically like essential workers and small businesses.
Recent events have certainly exposed major issues that our country has with racism. Can you guys tell us your thoughts and your feelings as it relates to racism over these past few months?
Starting with George Floyd's murder, it's been really eye-opening. As a white male, I basically lived in a privileged world, and you know, not all these problems directly affect me or affect me at all. And so these are things that in general I may not see because they are not happening to me. And you know, seeing events play out like this, seeing how people are affected, it's, you know, it definitely changes one's perspective.
I turned 17 this year, and I went to a protest, and it was peaceful, but it was unfortunate that we had to protest in order to get justice for what we wanted.
It definitely was overwhelming. But, you know, unfortunately, this isn't something that the Black community was, you know, it wasn't something new. It has opened my eyes to realize how privileged a lot of people are. And, you know, judging by the response that our society had throughout those months, you know, early in the year, it was nice to see people, you know, try to make a difference.
You got a big microphone and you're going to say something to millions and millions of people. What is your message?
I would probably just make it simple and say you are loved and you matter.
Yes, going off of what was just said, I also agree. I think along with the fact that you are loved, to spread love.
Jaleel, how has Camp Harborview strengthened your thought process as it relates to racism?
For me, I feel like Camp Harborview has been somewhere that I can feel safe in. I don't have to, like, of course there's my house, but I feel like being around people who they'll experience what I experienced, like, it's just somewhere safe that I know I can just relax and I can have a good time, you know, be with people and communicate. I can talk about things I go through, and nobody's there to judge. They're just there to listen.
Camp Harborview for me, ever since, you know, my first day as a camper, before I became an LIT, it's always been a second family for me. The people there, Elise, Josh, Dana, and countless others, have always made me feel comfortable. They've always made me feel heard, and they've always made sure that I know that I have a voice. And I definitely would say that they helped me find my voice.
You four have strong, powerful, clear voices, and I am really grateful to have been able to spend this time with you today. Thank you all.
Thank you.
These four people are incredible. I don't know if it gets any better than that. Candace, Michael, Angelica, and Jaleel, thank you so much for being a part of the conversation. It was incredibly meaningful to me, and I know to so many watching tonight. I'm grateful to see that the future is in good hands. Lastly, we have a very special message for these young leaders from someone I think y'all might know.
Hello, Camp Harborview, and hello, all you leaders in training. I'm Grant Williams from the Boston Celtics, and I'm super excited to be here with you tonight. You know I'm pretty new to Boston, but I've always known it was a great city. And you are the people who make it great, with your voice and your passion and your leadership. So I want you to know that I am proud of you, and even more important, that I believe in you. The people at the camp believe in you, and the people watching this presentation believe in you. So remember, when you have all these people believing in you, you can believe in yourself. And once you do that, there is no limit on your potential. Stay strong, stay safe, stay healthy, and stay on the great path moving forward. Thank you.
What's up, everybody? Big Papi here. This has been a tough year for everybody, but you are doing a great job. So hang in there, keep up with your schoolwork, and help out your families and friends. That's really important. You will get through this. You have a beautiful future waiting for you. So don't ever give up. It's like walking up to home plate, taking a big swing, and trying for home run every time. It worked for me, and it can work for you. All the best to you and everyone at Camp Harborview. God bless you.
Well, that was so cool. I hope all of the young people watching tonight remember that your voice, your presence, your perspective, your leadership truly matters. And now for the final act of the evening, it is my pleasure to introduce the Executive Director of Camp Harborview, Lisa Fortenberry.
Wow, well, there you have it. That's the reason I come to work every day. Thank you, Jenny. Thank you, Candace, Michael, Angelica, and Jaleel for participating in our event tonight. More importantly, thank you for being the leaders that you are in this world. I absolutely do this work because of you. In my role as Executive Director, I'm inspired every day, and I work with an incredible team of people who make magic happen. It's our community that makes Camp Harborview truly special, and all of you are here with us tonight are a part of that community. Thank you. I can't lie, 2020 has been a hard year. Like so many of you, I've required more compassion, resilience, and resolve than I knew I had. I'm a proud Black mother, wife, woman, and leader. And in this trying year, it's our young people, many of whom are Black and brown, who have kept me going. As they experience so much racial turmoil and suffering in the world around them, they continue to find a way forward. From maintaining straight A's in a virtual classroom to holding jobs as essential workers, they've truly done it all. Their resilience is breathtaking, and at times I feel so lucky to be a small part of their stories. It also reminds me that we need to continue to be their biggest champions, and that the fight for racial equity and social justice needs to be at the core of what we do day in and day out. Opportunity is what Camp Harborview Experience is all about. Our programs seek to give young people the tools, the confidence, and the agency to make their way in the world. It starts at Camp on the Island, and the connection and relationships grow over time. The amazing young leaders that you heard from tonight came from our summer camp for the first time as kids, as 11-year-olds entering the 6th grade. At Camp Harborview, we're invested in Boston. More specifically, we're invested in Boston's families. This year has been challenging, and you could say it's been especially challenging for many of the families in our program. It's true. But I want to take a moment to acknowledge it's been challenging for many families in Boston, particularly families of color, for a very, very long time. Camp Harborview is committed to being a change agent, an innovator, and a voice in the community speaking up for what matters. We're committed to partnering with families, ensuring that their voices are in every decision that we make. So I want to close tonight by asking everyone here to do something. We all have a role to play in making a better, more equitable future for our city and, most importantly, for our next generation. Many of you have already given generously, and we are very grateful. From the bottom of my heart, I want to say thank you. As you saw at the top of the show, this community is vast and is committed. Parents, volunteers, donors, alumni, board members, and staff, and of course, our campers and our LITs. We're all a part of it. If you're just learning about Camp Harborview for the first time or re-engaging in this work, welcome. I'll hope you join this community. Donate, engage on social media, use your platforms to advocate for young people and for racial and social justice. There's a donate button in the top corner on your screen. If you're able, please consider giving tonight. While this year is nearly finished, this work is not over. Together, we'll continue leadership development, resource coordination, mental health supports, food distribution, and emergency fund relief. And for the 2020 holiday season, we're committed to supporting 175 families, totaling 500 youth with family holiday bins and gift cards to make their holidays this year extra special. Your donation of any amount is going directly to families and teens this fall and the upcoming winter. We hope you'll take the hope and energy shared by our champions tonight and our young leaders with you. We're invested, and we hope you're inspired to take action and invest in this organization, this community, and the future of Boston with us. Thank you.
Well, this has been a wonderful night, and here we are at the end of the program already. I hope each of you will consider making a gift if you're able, because Camp Harborview is unique. And I know personally, after having the opportunity to talk to some of those kids over these years, to feel lucky to be a part of something so special. So as we head into the holidays, it's a really wonderful reminder to look out for each other. And as Lisa so powerfully just said just a minute ago, each and every one of us has a role in this community. We have to invest in the future of Boston together. So in closing, I want to thank all of those folks we heard from tonight, from the roll call at the top of the program to the organization leadership members of the board, and of course, the LIT participants. You are all incredibly special people. Lastly, to all of you joining us tonight from home, thank you for coming to the first ever Camp Harborviews. I hope you enjoyed the program. I hope you're inspired by what you experienced here tonight. Thank you. Take care.